Hey, what's up everybody? I am the Gerbil here, and it's that time again for your viewer questions. It is October the 9th. The Lightspeed bundles have just came out. There's a few questions about that. And then we got a few other funsies in here. So I'm gonna get straight to it because it's been about 10 days or so. I've been on holiday, a little backed up. So let's get it done, shall we? Here we go. Starting off with Mara Jade. Thanks for asking. The question is, why won't Wampa still kill Admiral Akbar? Sorry to be a killjoy here, or Tuskens, Ness, Solo, Dash, Chewie, Han, Iden. There's a lot to unpack in there, and there's a lot of reasons why this might be a challenge. I really don't know exactly what the struggle is you're encountering, but I will just say, make sure you're modding him right, because the mods are going to be like probably the #1 issue. A lot of people mistakenly mod Wampa for offense. That's not what you want as a solo character. The thing Wampa has to avoid is not get stunned. Like, really, no daze, no stun. You get dazed, you get stunned, it's almost game over. So first and foremost, you want an excessive amount of tenacity. The Omicron's going to give him bonus 100%. So if you can get a base of like 100, 120, 150% tenacity, then put that Omicron up there so you're pushing 250. That is going to make or break Wampa in a lot of matches. Secondly, you want tons and tons and tons of health. Not protection, not crit damage, in my humble opinion. Not offense, but health. You want an insane amount of health. Again, he needs to not get dazed, not get stunned, and take a billion hits and then respond. Be aware or mindful, though, of enemies that have an unresistible stun or have applied tenacity down, because if they hit the tenacity down, no matter what, you're going to get debuffed. So also, you mentioned Akbar. Like, if they're running Leia, Princess Leia, with her Omicron, be aware that she applies tenacity up, which means Wampa's damage over times when he roars will never be applied to the Akbar team. So that's a bit of a challenge. And if the Akbar team has high enough speed, they're going to get out in front of Wampa. And if there's R2 there, they can go into like they can stealth. Leia will stealth, so there'll be no retribution. R2 will stealth, no retribution. R2 can stun him if your tenacity is not there, and you're not going to put damage over time. So there's a bunch of different mechanics in play. So I suggest you just make sure you check your modding. Lots of tenacity. Okay, got to move on. Cloggett, sorry, don't know how to say that one. The question is, you got your first GL, congratulations, woo! The crowd goes wild. Who do you go for next? I'm going to say, without even looking at your roster, go for the character that you want. Meaning, who do you enjoy playing? What faction? What fan favorites do you have? Because that's what, I mean, really, this is a video game. We should always focus on our enjoyment first and foremost. But you did share some screenshots here for Leia Organa, Jabba the Hutt, or Jedi Knight Luke. And I would honestly say, from what I'm looking at, you're probably closest and easiest to Jedi Knight Luke. He's amazing, definitely worth getting, but at the same time, I really feel like the first GL should probably be General Leia Organa, because with the upcoming raid, of course, it doesn't start till November, so you got a little bit of time, but it's going to run for 8 months or more. You can do a lot with Leia's team here. I mean, you're gonna get Rex, just drop him in a Phoenix squad, and they're gonna be awesome for you. You're gonna have 3 relic Ewoks. Go ahead and bump up Poplu and Logray just to help out your guild in Rise of the Empire, and then you're gonna have a full relic Ewok squad. And of course, if you're watching my channel, you know I love that. But you're gonna be able to help your raid points a lot for your guild, and they're going to really appreciate it, and you're going to get a lot more collective rewards in the long run from that. Also, Jedi, as you complete GL Leia, it's going to naturally flow into Jedi Master Luke, and your Jedi Knight Luke is going to be part of that. So I feel like Leia is probably your best bet. Jedi Knight Luke, as soon as you complete that, and then that takes you straight into Jedi Master Luke, like almost like that. Like it is a logical progression, Leia into Luke. So that's my humble recommendation, but play what you love. All right, next question from Smiley. I'm wondering if you recommend skipping Poplu for the C-3PO event if you're gonna get Nissa. And the short answer is Yes, out of efficiency purposes. Papalu's basic is going to remove, is going to cleanse off all the buffs from the opponents. And in the C-3PO event, that actually, though, might be really, really useful because the enemy rebels are going to get tons of translation, which is going to drop their cooldowns, and then they just become a menace. Also, if I recall, there's an insane amount of taunting. And Papalu just goes bye-bye taunt, bye-bye taunt, bye-bye taunt. So you might still want to try gearing up Papalu to like gear 10, gear 11 maybe. It's pretty easy. His gear is very, very light, like no chirotechs or anything. But in the long run, I don't think Papalu is really needed for the Ewok squad. The core 5, as you see here, is Chirpa, Nissa, Wicket, Logray, Elder. I think that that is the most bang for your buck, the most effective. Papalu's also really good on defense, but I don't use him that much now that Nissa's in the game. Really, it's kind of a bummer. Although, if you're not going to mod them well, and you're going to have slow Ewoks, you might still want Papalu because he's going to start the train. He'll be fastest, call Chirpa to assist. Chirpa will jump to next, call everybody to assist, and then you've got the turn meter train started. From Faber, which Lightspeed bundle do I recommend? Now, these are all of them. Actually, no, I don't recommend the Starkiller one. I think $50 is still, well, I mean, I don't want to spend $50 on a single pack ever in a game. And you get 4 characters out of it. Yeah, they're all great characters, but like seriously, it's $50. For $10, I would say the BB-8 Slicker pack, hands down, bar none. No, it does not give you Slicker yet, but it gets you so close, and you get 2 full complete squads, like complete squads ready to go. All you got to do is put your Zetas on them eventually and mod them, and you are able to rock out the door for $10 with 2 fantastic squads. And we're going to talk more about this in a little bit as to which squads those are. Now, the Rey bundles, you need 2 of them, so it's $20. And then that also, like I said, doesn't get you Rey. It gets you very, very close. But unless you can also get Zori along with it, the Resistance squads, I just don't feel are quite as good. And Slicker also has a lot more viability in different game modes. Whether, like in GAC, you're going to put Rey on defense eventually, almost always, whereas Slicker can kind of go both defense or offense. Slicker is really, really, really good in Conquest, and just matter of fact, he can beat almost every GL, and Rey struggles definitely in some situations. And then again, Rey's great, not trying to knock Rey, but if you don't have Ben Solo, and if you don't have Cal, the squad is less effective. So I would go Slicker, hands down, bar none. All right, can you create a channel here with infographics from your videos? Done. It's live. I just called it infographics, and I will try to post them as I make them. Okay, enjoy. Next question. I've got a question. Great. In my Nooch and Gerbil video, I talked about the next GR fleet maybe being a Separatist, well, actually, I think in that video I said the Galactic Republic, and you're asking if it's the Resolute. 100%, that is indeed what I absolutely think is coming. No, I do not think Marauder is intended to be part of that, but I do absolutely think that the next ship is the Resolute. I just did a video about that 4 days ago from today when I recorded. So check it out. There's some really, really good evidence in there, but it's total speculation. Keep that in mind. All right. Hey, from Autumn, how's your spooky season going? Still going. I don't know what I was going to say. I love Halloween. It's my mother's birthday. It's my aunt's birthday. No, they are not related. It's aunt-in-law. I love Halloween. Every year I dress up. I haven't decided who I'm going to be this year. Still debating. I'm honestly thinking about buying an Imperial officer's uniform, an ISB uniform, or making one, but haven't got around to it, and I've got 21 days, so I better get onto it. Next question. Haha, is that Indel in the background of your videos? I'm not sure what Indel is. Please forgive me. But this is a close-up so you can see it right over here over my shoulder. That's the Harry Potter Hogwarts Lego castle, and yeah, it's massive. But no, the picture there is the Battle of Scarif. and you can't see it, but Jyn Erso is down in the bottom here. So yeah, Battle of Scarif. At least I'm pretty sure it's the Battle of Scarif. Let's see here. Back to Mara Jade. How to play the turns to start here with Phoenix. So turn order with this Phoenix squad. You need Sabine to go first. She's going to throw out her AoE, stagger all enemies. Second, you need Rex to go. He's going to do his AoE, dazing everybody, and everyone he damages because of stagger is going to lose all turn meter. So then you want Hera to go next, do whatever Hera's going to do. I typically use Plate of Strengths. It's going to reduce an ally's cooldown. And then Chopper is going to go if anybody has any debuff or any buffs in the enemy squad, remove those like a taunt or something, and that will further reduce the enemy turn meter. And then Kanan taunts and then repeat. It's pretty good. Hey, Gerbil, can we get a speculation channel? Yeah, sure. Sounds fun. I'll make one. We'll see how it goes. I'll put it in there ASAP. We are just cruising through these, aren't we? From Boneyards, would you kindly tag me in your most recent video discussing optimal mod basic strategy for Relic 5 Nissa? Or Ewoks. Oh, I thought it was just Nissa. My mistake, man. So, I'll just say in general, you want health on all the Ewoks, maybe except for Wicket. Chirpa, Elder, Poplu all want health. Logray wants health. They all want health, and that's because Logray gives health up to the whole team. Elder and Chirpa revive/heal people based on their own health amount. Wicket whenever he lands a crit, he helps everyone recover 4% health versus only 2% protection. Nissa gives everybody health bonuses, big health bonuses. There's just so much health synergy throughout their kits. You want health on everybody. You also want as much speed as possible on them, but if you're going for straight up health and straight speed, you really will not be disappointed. Nissa herself is still, I think the community has not figured out what's right on her. A lot of people are putting in the Kyber levels, they're putting crit damage, crit chance mods on her, and I think that's not right. I have experimented with this excessively. The crit chance is absolutely wasted on her. Honestly, it is. If you read the kit, and I feel like a lot of these people have not, in Territory Wars, she's going to have plus 95% crit chances. She already has a base crit chance of like 70 or 80 or whatever, I don't know. So she literally is going to have 160% crit chance to start. So putting a crit chance mod on her is just absolutely worthless. It does you nothing. Even outside of Territory Wars, there's so many ways that she's going to gain crit chance up. It's just not worth it. So I would not run a crit chance mod. Instead, I definitely would put a potency mod on her, because every time an Ewok attacks out of turn, which is every turn almost, she should apply damage over time. So she needs potency because that can be resisted. So I have experimented a lot with all potency, all tenacity, and honestly, straight tenacity and potency, like super high potency primary, secondaries, and tenacity mods, I found to be really, really good. But I haven't decided yet. Right now I'm rocking offense and offense on the triangle. So here you can see my mods. This is what I'm very, very happy with right now, but she definitely wants tenacity and she wants potency. So anyway, moving on. Next up, at what age can I start charging my kids rent? Well, according to Yahoo Finance, a child is legally an adult and therefore rent chargeable once they hit the age of majority or 18 in the United States. And this is from some lawyer, I suppose. But according to Quora, from who knows, unknown random person, which definitely in this day and age is going to be better than an expert opinion from a lawyer, right? Definitely better. Always believe the stranger on the internet. They suggest by 7 or 8, children should start paying rent in the form of labor. By 10 to 11, they should have to pay for their food. So you know what, Kermon? Take your pick, right? I mean, you know, ethically, legally, you got one option, and the other one, moving on. Okay, so this comes from your local sniper. Scary. So I can post a question and you will answer mine 100%? No, not 100%. I mean, like, if you ask me something really inappropriate and personal, I'm probably not going to answer that. But otherwise, I'll try. So next up from Luna, I am very intrigued with your guide. Great, me too. Still trying to figure it out. Honestly, a bit to a degree. It's rather complicated, and That's why I haven't followed up with any more vids about it, because I don't have the time. I really wish I did. But your question was, now that we have Captain Rex, do you think Phoenix Squad is worth it to squeeze in somewhere early? And the short answer is yes, if you're going to farm Leia, who I think should be your first GL. Maybe not if you're not going to go for Leia, because Phantom is not really needed in a Rebel fleet, like sincerely at all. A lot of people put Phantom and Ghost with Profundity. 99% of the time they should not be needed or called to the battlefield. Like seriously, Profundity is perfectly fine with 3. In fact, I did a video showing where you can beat every major fleet of the time pretty handedly with only 2 ships, Outrider and Falcon. There's an interesting dynamic that happens when you only have those 2 ships. Basically, the Outrider assists every turn, and the Outrider is where you get all your damage, believe it or not, because it's doing true damage. It's hitting 6 times every basic. So the short answer is maybe no, but the longer answer is Phoenix is a very, 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 very good squad right now. So it can't hurt, and they are easy to gear, though Hera has been moved to a hard node, so it's a little bit more challenging to get her early game. But like honestly, if you're gonna go for Leia, then yes. Just bear in mind Rex is not an accelerated character right now, though he's easy enough to farm. He's a slow one, and he wants 350 Carbantes and he wants 250 Chirotechs. So he's a hungry fella. All right, from Death Scythe, if I want to leave Ewok Elder out for another purpose and like immediately like I have a seizure, don't do that. That's just a bad idea. Ewok Elder pretty much needs to be there. But if you have a legit reason that I can't think of, who should you put in there with Chirpa Nissa team? And I would say Poplu, because he's fast, he's a tank. He heals incredibly quickly, especially with Nissa. He heals so fast. And so like in GAC, you want to mod him for loads of speed. He will go first. He will call Chirpa to assist. Chirpa calls everybody to assist. And you've likely just killed one enemy because Nissa has assisted like 6 times already by then. It's crazy. But Elder is just insanely useful on that team. So I would exercise caution in removing her. Next up, we got General Arena Slayer with a very complicated question. Who's my first recommended team? Who do I farm to get Palpatine? What's the build order lead? Akbar with CLS requirements or Rogue One while waiting to get to Mothma's node earlier in the game? Is the Endurance rework changing anything? Let's hit that in reverse order. Endurance is too early to tell. The Marauder, I think, is going to get nerfed. It's come to the board. It's killing everything super fast, just like Imperial Super Commando. CG cannot release anything without including mega bugs. It's bugged, and I think it's going to get nerfed. So I think it's too soon to know if Endurance will change anything there. In terms of early game farms, now my build order completely avoided Geonosians, and I was a hyperdrive bundle, and I did overlook that, I think, to a degree when making my farming guide, which is another reason I need to go back and reevaluate. But I would suggest, if you are really starting from scratch and you are basically free to play, no hyperdrive bundle, I would go for Geonosians to get an Executrix fleet and get the Zetas rolling in. I would go for a dark side hybrid Sith Inquisitor squad, because that leads you into Inquisitors to help you and your guild get Grand Inquisitor into Reva down the road. Bounty Hunters are no matter what effective everywhere and required for the Millennium Falcon and for Chewbacca. With regard to Akbar, I would absolutely go for CLS as fast as possible, because if you got the Bounty Hunters, you're going to get Chewie. With the Ewoks, you're going to, I mean, I don't even know about Ewoks. I don't know why I even said Ewoks. Get CLS early. Even if you don't go for the full CLS squad, he's an amazing character early game, and it builds up your Home One fleet, of course, with Han Solo and Chewbacca. As far as Rogue One and Akbar, the Rogue One squad is way better mid and late game, and it helps you later get your Home One fleet migrated into the Profundity fleet. This is a very, very complicated and sequence here, and I really can't do it justice in the short time I have to answer this question. So forgive me here, but I would say yes, go straight for CLS. I would recommend doing the entire CLS squad. And while you're like, if you don't want to get C3PO yet, and you want to avoid Chewpio, who really is awesome in there, you can put like Biggs Wedge for now as placeholders until you get Admiral Raddus, or no, Mon Mothma. Then put them over into Mon Mothma's squad. Get your Biston Biggs, put them in there until mid game when you get Cara Dune, etc., etc. I would love to make an infograph for this, and I will down the road one day, I promise, but it's complicated. But these are the squads I would recommend early, beyond that other video, which I still hold to. I really do. I know I'm not sounding like super confident and everything, but it's because I don't have time to talk about it fairly, and I want to do it justice. Hey, For Gas, hello there, Gerbil. You got a problem with Omegas? Yeah, Omegas are a definite crunch early game. The good thing is they actually kind of like... the bottleneck eases up as you go. The best solution I have for you, it says you bought the Hyperdrive bundle, you've suddenly got a whole bunch of new characters, you don't have the Omegas on them, I got you. That's painful. I totally do. What you need to do is isolate a core team and then a second team and focus on those teams one at a time. Don't try to spread these out. Don't try to upgrade everybody at once. There's way more characters in the Hyperdrive bundle than you can upgrade, and you'll end up making a lot of mistakes upgrading characters you don't need to invest in. So pick a core team that you really do want to focus on and farm the Omegas for that team, and before you move on to anything else. Like, don't spread them around. Seriously, finish like a CLS squad, finish a First Order squad, find what you want to play and finish those first. With regard to Omegas though, you just really want to pay attention. You can buy them in, I think, the Fleet Arena store. It's like 1,500 Fleet or Ally points or whatever it is. I can't remember the name of it for one Omega. Early game, that's not a bad idea, but mid-late game, you're going to regret having done that. Of course, you can get them from the 3v3, I don't know what you call those, the Omega battles that pop up in the event every few days. You can get them from one every day from daily challenges. Every assault battle, it's like tier 4, I think, has 2 Omegas. So look at your roster, put together some assault battle teams and just make sure you get those, because there are, I think, 6 of those a month, maybe 7. I think there's 7 of those a month, so that's 14 more Omegas right there. So there really is a lot of ways to get them, but it just comes down to how many you're wanting at a time. And if you focus on one team, then you won't want as many and you'll feel a lot better, promise. So back to the First Order. Bought the new Lightspeed bundle. You got 10 Relic 5 First Order squads. How do you arrange them? There are many ways that you can do it, and it does sort of depend on the game mode. These are the 2 ways I put my teams together. I go with Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Hux, Lobster, First Order Officer, and then Kylo Ren. But in Territory Wars, I will often swap out the Kylo Ren there and the Executioner, and I'll put Kylo Ren down below with Phasma, because I just find that he works more efficiently there in Territory Wars. And then you got the 2 TIE Fighter pilots. Oh, I'm pointing to Stormtrooper. That's fine too, actually, either way. But I think it's way better to leave Stormtrooper there. So my arrow's wrong, sincere apology. But I tend to swap Executioner and Kylo Ren from these 2 graphics. Now in GAC, I run it exactly as you see it here. This is just the way I like it. I don't know if that's optimal, but this is the way, like, I see most people run against me, and the way I've had the most success with. I've experimented with a lot, but I'm not a huge First Order fan. It's just kind of the whole sequel thing. It just, But this is what I would do, and I don't think you'll go wrong with this, honestly. I don't think you'll go wrong with this, but you might want to tune into like maybe something from Zareth. He's gonna be really good at this, and I'm pretty sure that both Zareth and Nooch Too Good just put out new videos that are entirely about, so you bought the Lightspeed bundle, what do you do? I would go watch one of their videos, especially on First Order here. But yeah, there you go. Hey, next question. We only got a couple left, too. Who's going to be the Separatist GL down the road? And short answer, I got no idea. I got no idea who the Separatist GL would be if we get one. I have actually not finished Clone Wars and I haven't watched Bad Batch, so that kind of also puts me at a disadvantage because that really is about, you know, Galactic Republic versus Separatists, so I really don't know. But I will finish those shows and I'll get back to you. Stay tuned. Final question, last one of the day. Do I think GAC will be harder now that a lot of people bought the Slicker Ray bundles? And the short answer is no, absolutely not, because they're not going to have Zetas, they didn't get Omegas with it, and they don't have mods with it. So those characters are Relic 5, but they're like only halfway complete in terms of effectiveness. Remember, mods can double your speed. Mods can increase your offense by 30% or more if you mod them well. Mods can, you know, 3 health sets is 30% health, and then you put some primaries on there and you can more than double somebody's health pool. So without good mods, if they didn't have, you know, if they didn't have all these characters to begin with, they likely don't have good mods in their inventory to suddenly make these teams all effective. And of course, didn't you buy it too? Don't know. I don't know. But no, I don't think so in the short run. In the long run, again, no, not really. Because everybody's progressing at an artificial system created by CG to try to ensure everyone wins 50% of your matches anyway. So if you lose 4 in a row, you're going to go up against people who are not likely to play or whatever, and you're still going to win 50% of the time. I mean, it's an artificial system no matter how you break it down. So I don't think it's going to affect GAC actually. Anyway, folks, 26 minutes, I'm done. I hope that answered your question. I know I was super fast, but there's a lot of questions. Thanks for asking them. I will do my best going forward to keep answering them. Take care.